Hi everyone, welcome back to another lightsaber install and review video. This is my personal Parks LS6 Gullwing lightsaber, installed with a custom chassis. This one has a lot to talk about. A couple different Luke fonts installed on it, but it was a pretty complicated install. So before we get into any more detail, let's head over to the overhead view and take a look. Alright, so taking a look at this Parks LS6 Gullwing, quick overview. I had this installed, this is my very first lightsaber I ever had installed, so I did not install it myself. It was installed with a Goth 3D Master chassis, so I'll have pictures of that on the screen now for you to take a look at. Really cool install. I really liked everything that went into it, the real quartz crystal and everything, but access to the Proffie board was really difficult. It was installed with Proffie 1.5, and the battery was not removable. So what I wanted to do is make this saber with a removable battery. I have not ever seen a LS6 Gullwing with a removable battery and easy board access, so I kind of made that my own challenge to figure it out. But anyway, easy board access for this one here. It's a Proffie 2.2. You need an angled USB cable to get to the USB port, and just tweezers to grab the SD card. My logo's in there, but that was the first and foremost what I wanted to get out of this. The second thing was the removable battery. So what you do to access that is you actually will take off this pommel cap here. This will come out, and we actually have a little speaker pod here. So a little speaker and battery pod. It's got a kind of a gold brass battery wrap on it, 22mm speaker, and some brass accent tubing here. So it's slightly weathered. I don't know if it's gonna focus. So some kind of weathering here. There's some black paint, brown paint, and then some rub and buff silver and gold. So it's got a 4-pin rotary connector here to connect to the main chassis. But really cool, nice little weathered speaker pod. First time I've ever done one of these. So it was cool to see this 18350 battery here. But it is fully removable, which was my, one of my main goals for this. So there's a little spacer in here, as you can see. What this does is it kind of clocks it in the right position for the cubes, and it also makes sure that the speaker is not pressed up.
I can't kill my own father.
Pressed up against the bottom of the pommel. So you can see as soon as the battery is connected, there's no kill switch. So as soon as the battery and speaker are connected, the saber turns on. So another change from the Goth 3D Master chassis is in that chassis, these two black buttons were the power and aux buttons for the saber. They twisted around quite a bit, and they didn't actually actuate as smoothly and as reliably as I wanted them to. So what I actually did is designed my own little switch holder here, and this is a clamp card. This is a new clamp card from Skywampa, reflective gold and blue, just like the cave scene and the I see you've created a new lightsaber scene. And what this does is it allows for super clicky buttons here. So power's on top, aux is on the bottom, and they're set at just the right height.
I'm Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo.
Just the right height to actuate. You can see when the saber's on, we have these two lights lit permanently, and when it's off, they're blinking in the cave scene sequence. One thing about this saber from the previous installer, when I got it installed, there's some shine through underneath here, so you can kind of make the top of the emitter PCB light up in whatever fashion you want, and it shines through underneath, which is really cool and really unique. I don't think it's probably accurate to the Canon, but you can see it reflecting. I think it's a really cool touch. So all the gestures: twist on, twist off, stab on, swing on, thrust on, all that stuff here. So the speaker pod, one thing you probably already saw to kind of disconnect the power from it, it's just on this little U-lock system. So just kind of put it on. That set screw follows this path, and
Java, This is your last
super
chance.
easy to,
Free
you know,
us
kind of kill the
or
power
die.
without having to remove the battery every single time. You just kind of twist it off. And then one thing I wanted to implement was a new crystal chamber. So underneath here, it's another J-lock system. Oops, another J-lock system. But you take this off, and you can see in here, you can see the crystal chamber in here with copper tubing, which holds all the wires, some brass rods, and there's also some sterling silver tubes in the background as well. Real quartz crystal, and then some copper filament down here to kind of act as the crystal holder here. And the chassis down here is wired, or not weathered the same way as the speaker pod. So turn it on. It's gonna be tough to see. The lower pixel is a green. The top pixel is a green-yellow. But when it turns on and off, that top pixel starts off or ends up as kind of a gold color. So what that's gonna do is gonna give it a little bit more of an accent. But again, it's not gonna pick it up super well. But it's gonna react to, you know, the buttons and everything. So really cool stuff there. I really love the crystal chamber. I think it gives a nice accent to it. It's underneath their grenade section. Before it was in the kind of gullwing doors. Obviously, we didn't see Luke, his saber, have these gullwing doors in the movie. So it makes sense to kind of have the board in here, and then the crystal a little bit more kind of fancy and ornate and kind of special when you pull open that grenade here. So I'm not going to attach a blade just because there's basically zero blade depth, and this is more of a display piece for me. But to get to the blade, you'll take off this cover, and there's two set screws, one on either side, to take out this blade plug, and then insert a blade. But again, there's basically no blade depth, and so I don't really ever swing this thing around. So it's pretty much just a display piece. No blade is really ever attached, but that's how you do it if you want to. So one other cool feature about this saber, it is installed with Proffie OS 7, and because of that, it has a voice pack by Brian Connor. This is the Luke ANH voice pack. So what this actually does is it kind of goes through the settings menus and the volume menu and the blade colors and everything, and it actually says it in Luke's voice, which is pretty cool. So we can go into the volume menu here.
Enter volume menu. Maximum volume.
And you can hear it's actually Luke's voice going through the menu.
Minimum volume. Exit volume menu.
So pretty cool. Same thing here.
Edit volume. Edit control settings. Edit clash threshold. Edit blade length. Edit brightness. Edit volume. Edit control settings. Exit.
So that's one super cool feature. Kind of has like Luke, on Luke's lightsaber, and that's gonna be for kind of system wide. You can choose it so it's kind of per font, but this one, since it's Luke's saber, I have that Luke voice for everything. So right before we close up, I'll kind of go through the fonts. They're all Luke fonts based on episode 6 and episode 8, and The Mandalorian. So we have the one that it's on now is The Return by Kyberphonic. And then we have LS6, the cave scene version by K-Sith.
Are you a Jedi?
We have the Mandalorian, I think this is called Rescue by K-Sith.
Go away.
And then Grumpy Uncle V1 by Kyberphonic.
Master Skywalker.
And Grumpy Uncle V2 also by Kyberphonic. So that's it. Just a few fonts. Again, this is a display piece for me personally, with the all the Luke fonts and the real crystal chamber. No blade, but super cool. This is one of my favorite pieces that I own. That's pretty much it. So again, 18350 battery, 22mm speaker, Proffie 2.2 with easy access to USB and the board. Crystal chamber with real quartz crystal. 2 tactile switches underneath the clamp card cover here. Super clicky, and just a really, really cool piece. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in and taking a look at this video. I hope you enjoyed the install. If there's any questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram at Intergalactic Installs. I'm a little bit more active on Instagram, so take a look at builds and images and install photos and everything there. Also, if you're interested in booking me for a commission or an install, feel free to reach out to me either here on YouTube or on Instagram like I said. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you.